Hi, I'm Shelley Wood, and this is my tiny sewing room where I make doll clothes sewing videos. Today, I'm going to show you how to make a little sleeveless summer top, which is designed to fit Barbie and similar sized fashion dolls. Before we begin though, please go to my website, shelleywood.com, to download and print this free PDF sewing pattern. Use the pattern to cut out all the pieces shown here. Fold the bodice front like this at the dart cuts and stitch each of the darts together. Do this for both darts in both bodice fronts. It'll look like this on the wrong side and like this on the right side once it's all sewn. So you'll have two bodice fronts with sewn darts. Lay one bodice back on top of another, keeping right sides together if you're using fabric where it matters. Sew the armhole area. Now, for your information, I'm using a backstitch for this. If you'd like to learn the backstitch, I do have a tutorial for that. Just look in the description below this video on YouTube. Sew along the neckline of the back, down the back closure area, and along the bottom of your back. Follow the same directions for the other two backs. Now you should have two bodice backs, with each one sewn at the armhole, neck, and closure in the bottom. Lay one bodice front on top of the other bodice front, keeping right sides together. Stitch them together around the neckline and at each of the armhole areas. Use a pair of precision snips to clip all seams and corners. Now I'm using Fiskars Stitcher's mini scissors. They work great for this, and if you don't have a pair, I usually have a link to a pair in the description below my videos on YouTube. Here's how they look after they've been clipped. Now invert each bodice piece. Now I like to use a chopstick for this. You'll see me using one. Just give it a little twist. Again, if you need to buy some chopsticks, there'll be a link in the description below. Press all seams. Lay one back on top of the bodice front and stitch them together at the shoulder. And starting at the underarm, stitch them part way down the side seam, stopping your stitches about 1.5 centimeters from the bottom of the finished back bottom. Now do the same with the other bodice back. Your bodice should now look like this. See where I've sewn? Here's a look at what we have so far. Tuck the bottom of the bodice front inside itself like you see me doing here. Pin this tucked in area in place with straight pins. Whip stitch to close the bottom of the bodice front and remove the straight pins as you go. Now finish the side seams on both sides of your shirt. Now your garment looks like this in the back, and it looks like this in the front. Invert the garment so you have right sides out. Add snaps or Velcro to seal it in the back. Now you're ready to try it on a doll. For more free, printable PDF sewing patterns for making doll clothes that will fit dolls of many shapes and all different sizes, please remember to visit my website, shelleywood.com.
What if there was an easy way to take a big doll pattern and resize it to fit a little doll, or vice versa? I'm Shelley Wood, the doll clothing designer, and in my pattern alteration class, I'm going to share with you my resizing formula.
Pattern alteration is when you take a pattern that you already own and you make changes to it. Let's say a dress doesn't fit your doll quite right. I'll show you how to create a gusset to extend the dress's bodice. Along the same lines, I'll show you how to use a doll's body measurements to lengthen and shorten shirt sleeves, and to recreate the pants patterns you already own so they will fit dolls of different shapes and sizes. Following my instructions, you'll learn how to reshape dresses and skirts, making them fuller or less full depending on the look you're going for. With this collection of more than 40 videos, you'll use my measurement guide and dozens of tips and tricks to create a full wardrobe for the doll or dolls of your choice.
I invite you to join me. We are going to have so much fun.